Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us for a Facebook Live wellness retreat. I'm here this evening with my colleague Roma Maxwell from Rancho La Puerta. How are you, Roma?
I'm great, Kareem. It's so nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. So where are you right now? It looks really sunny there in your background.
Oh
And
yeah, I cannot tell you how what a beautiful day it is here. It's bright and sunny in San Diego, California.
wow, oh, so jealous.
Yeah, that's where I am, and this is a little sliver of home here that's in the background. And I'm just about an hour and 20 minutes away from the actual property, Rancho La Puerta.
Great,
So
great.
yeah, and it's only 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So yes, it's not even early evening here yet. That's why it's so bright.
Wow, wow. So how long have you been at the ranch? I don't know if I know the answer to that.
I have been at the ranch for 15 years.
Wow.
15 years that have flown by very quickly. So yeah, I never imagined it would be this long, but truly, I can't imagine it being anywhere else. It's just such a great place to work.
Fantastic. So many of our viewers, I believe, are not going to be familiar with Rancho La Puerta. So I think the first thing I want you to talk about is the concept. What is Rancho La Puerta? What is the experience?
Yeah. So Rancho La Puerta is the original wellness resort and spa in North America. It's like the
Wow.
classic wellness experience that one can expect. This is a place that you go to where you immerse yourself in a mind, body, spirit experience. And you can come for 4 nights or 7 night stays. We're known for our 7 night Saturday to Saturday stay, although some of our guests also come for shorter Saturday to Wednesday
Mhm.
stays, which is 4 nights. And we recently also opened up for 3 night stays from Wednesday to Saturday. And what you
Great.
do is you're just in this 4,000 acres
Wow.
where of nature. You're surrounded by nature. And everything you do while you're with us is about your wellness and your optimal health, whether it comes to your food, your movement, your sleep,
Mhm.
your everything. From the moment you step onto our property, that's what it's all about.
Great, great.
And
Um,
um, and I get a lot of times I get people asking me who is this type of a place for,
mhm.
and really it's for anybody that's an enthusiast for wellness, somebody that wants to get away for a vacation or a short break where they come back feeling like they've really done something great for their health and their health, whether that's mentally, physically, or spiritually.
Mhm.
And we get a lot of mothers and daughters. It's a wonderful time to bond with somebody special in your life, whether that's couples, but it's also equally great when you just need to get away, and you want to come by yourself, and get some much needed time to reflect and renew. So we tend to get a lot of solo travelers as well. And, frankly, in these times right now, it's
Mhm.
also great if you're quarantining with,
Mhm.
another family or your what have you, if you want to travel in your little bubble where you know that you're safe.
Mhm.
The property is so big and vast, and there's so much outdoor space that
Mhm.
you can feel very comfortable in a small group as well.
Wow, we're already getting some comments in, and Debbie, I know that you're out there watching, said she's been and she loved it, and that your property is just absolutely the best.
Oh, well, thank you, Debbie. That was wonderful. It's always great to hear from somebody who's experienced us first time, because there's nothing more authentic than that, right?
Mhm.
But there are other reasons to visit Rancho La Puerta, and that is, we offer such a depth and a variety of classes. So
Mhm.
we invite entertainers and in visiting specialty presenters, every evening there's something you can do in terms of entertainment and education. We have our own farm, so a lot of what we offer comes from our farm. In any case, it's plant-based cuisine. And then, of course, where you stay for the week, your little house for the week, is as private and as spacious as you want it to be, because we have several choices that you can pick when you're making your reservation.
Great, great. Well, I am ready to go, and I know why I want to go. I'm just ready for a break.
I know. Well, to be honest, going to a wellness resort is evergreen, because why would you not want to go someplace to take care of yourself? But I feel more now than ever, it's in this pandemic where people are trying to stay healthy, they're trying to stay resilient. It speaks to that need even more urgently and greatly than it ever has, because everything, as I mentioned, is all about your optimal health and well-being. And it's a great place to go and forget about sometimes the clutter and the mayhem of our lives and the stress that's in our lives these days, coming from the media and from the uncertainty of everything. So it's just any wellness resort, for that matter, Kareem, whether it is Rancho La Puerta or not, is a really great place to go right now, so that you can find that center, restore your spirit. And of course, you have to make sure that they're following all the COVID protocols so that you feel comfortable, because you don't want to go and then have this nagging thought in the back of your head that you're not feeling safe. So obviously that's a given, but I mean,
one thing I didn't realize right away is just how easy it is to get to Rancho La Puerta. So I think it's great to look at this map and to see San Diego, and tell us a bit about the experience of landing in San Diego and then getting to the ranch.
Yeah, so most of our guests fly into San Diego International Airport, and we provide transportation, complimentary transportation on Saturdays for all guests. And so during that time, we pick you up. We have scheduled times of pickup, and then we take you across the border. We take you from the airport to the property, which is just 4 miles across from the border. So it's about an hour to an hour and 20 minutes or so. And it's really easy. You're going through these kind of winding roads. And then the last 4 miles or so, you're approaching the US-Mexico border. And the only thing really right now for people to keep in mind is that the border is closed to non-essential travel. Actually, it's until December 21st at the moment. And it closes every day at 2 p.m. Previously, it used to stay open until much later. And what that's meant for us is we've just had to adjust our times of departure so that our guests can get back into the United States with enough time for them to catch their flight. And it's really easy for US citizens and residents to go back and forth across the Tecate border. That's the border crossing that we are closest to. We're just 4 miles from the Tecate border. And as a Canadian, you can, of course, cross into Mexico, but on your way back, you would have to fly out from Tijuana Airport and then fly back into Canada, because you can't cross back into the United States because of the current restrictions.
Got it. So once we are on property, we arrive to this oasis of wellness. Tell us a bit about what our new homes are going to look like. So tell us about the accommodation.
Right. So the accommodations, as I was saying, we have several different categories of accommodations. We call them casitas, which are just small Mexican style cottages. And we have about 87 of them, and they're sort of scattered all around the property. And it really depends on what it is that you're looking for, the size of your group, if you want to be further out and have a little more walking, if you want to have better views, If you want to have more privacy of your outdoor casita. So you just get to choose, and of course it depends on the price point as well.
Sure, sure.
And then, if I may, in terms of the cuisine, we're very proud of the fact that a lot of what we source comes from our own organic farm. It's called Casas. And so we serve our guests a lacto-ovo vegetarian. So that means we serve eggs, we serve dairy, but we don't serve any red meat or poultry. We do serve seafood. And a lot of what we serve is plant-based, so grains and, fresh fruits and vegetables. And I always get this question about alcohol. So I'm just going to tell you right away.
Yep.
We don't serve any alcohol at our meals.
Okay.
But we do have a small cafe and wine lounge that's tucked away in the corner of one corner of the property. And you can go there and get a glass of wine if you like, and sit there and enjoy a beautiful view of the mountain. And the wine comes just from the Valle de Guadalupe region, which is only about an hour and a half, 2 hours away from the property. So that's where about 95% of the wines from Mexico are grown and sourced.
Wow, fantastic, fantastic. For those who may be just tuned in, I'm Kareem George, the Principal of Culture Traveler. I'm joined by Roma Maxwell from Rancho La Puerta.
Hello again.
And we are talking about, we're having a little wellness break on this Friday evening, talking about a wonderful escape that is just across the border. Roma's already told us how easy it is to get there, a bit about the accommodation. So let's talk now about what we do once we're in this wonderful oasis of wellness.
Yeah, so every day, basically, when you arrive, you're given this welcome folder. And in the welcome folder, you have everything that you're going to possibly need for your week stay. And one of the main things that you're going to look at is the schedule for the week. And the schedule basically lays down all the classes and activities that you can participate in any given day. So typically, we have over 50 fitness classes, actually 50 classes that we offer a day. We've reduced that right now with the pandemic, because there are some classes we are not offering if they're indoors too much, or if there's not enough ventilation or certain other requirements. But we still offer a really good number of over 30 classes in a day. And so you get to choose, okay, this morning I'm going to do a hike, and then I'm going to do pickleball at 9 o'clock. And then maybe I'll take a crystal bowl class over there, or and then I'll go for lunch. And after that, I'll take a meditation class, or I'll take a nap, or I'll go for a treatment. I mean, you really make your own kind of menu for the day.
Sounds perfect. I want to be there right now. Wish I was there this week.
Me too. Oh, and this, by the way, the Perfect Balance Sabbatical is something that we introduced earlier in 2020. And it's basically an intensive, if you want to call it, intensive and extensive time at the ranch. So it's a 21-day program. Normally, you come for the 7-night stay, as I had mentioned earlier. This gives you an opportunity to stay with us for 3 weeks, so 21 days. And it's a full on immersion that includes therapies and consultations and fitness consultations, wellness consultations, cooking classes. And it gives you the opportunity to be in one of our 3 accommodations that actually come with Wi-Fi. So one of the points that I neglected to mention earlier is that most of our rooms don't have Wi-Fi access. But if you stay in this particular room, which is the Villa Cielo accommodation, it does come with Wi-Fi. Now, that being said, I do want to say that there are hotspots all around the property. So if you want to connect, like if you want to connect at one of the wine cafe, for example, you can have a glass of wine and have your phone or your laptop or what have you, so you can check in with folks at home or 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 whatever you need, and then you can turn it off and get on with your day of just being on a digital detox. Because
Hmm.
I know that we're all a little overloaded these days with
Sure.
our Zoom calls and working remotely, and all of that stuff. So it's nice in a way to be able to put that aside and
Mhm.
actually be present in the beautiful surroundings that make up Rancho La Puerta.
Yeah, to have a real vacation. I think so few of us really know what that is anymore.
I know, we're addicted to those
Yeah.
little devices.
Yeah. So the question of the day is always safety. So I thought it would be great for you to talk a bit about how you're keeping your guests safe.
Yeah, so we have to follow ourselves several protocols and requirements in order for us to be open. We were closed for a period of 6 months, and then we reopened in September. And when we reopened, we had to follow Baja California's health mandate. And so their health mandate is that we can never go past 50% occupancy during this time. And as I mentioned, we're on a 4,000 acres, so there is so much space,
Sure.
and you really feel like you can be outdoors and breathing fresh air and having the space to move, particularly if you're living in a kind of in a busy metropolitan part of the world. And we also have to follow certain other guidelines, all of which are on our website. And there you see that little snapshot. I
Mhm.
urge everyone to go on and see for themselves, because the measures that we have taken are extensive, and we have gone above and beyond, I would say, than we've needed to. Here are some of my fellow colleagues who I recognize and miss because I haven't seen them in a little while. But there they are, wearing their masks and following the protocols that are absolutely necessary for not only the staff safety but our guest safety as well.
Mhm, mhm. And you've
Oh yeah,
clearly
and
had guests, right? So you've had several guests stay since the pandemic, and the feedback you've been receiving has been great, I understand.
oh my goodness, it's been overwhelmingly positive, which has been really nice for us to get that feedback from our own guests. And here's somebody from New York who lives in New York City, so obviously someone who flew across the country and then came
Mhm,
to the ranch, admitting that he was a little bit nervous at first, but then after seeing that all the details and the safety protocols were being considered, that the ranch still is the place that it was. And then we had
mhm.
a first time guest come. This is a quote from Jennifer B saying, she felt safer at the ranch than she did at her home, at her own home. So,
Wow, wow.
uh, yeah,
So we're
what
getting,
better way to hear about this than from, as I said, from your own guests?
yeah. So a few questions are coming in, one related
Sure.
to safety, and that's if guests are required to wear masks when they're on property.
Yes, so you are required in certain parts of the ranch to wear your masks, like at meal times and things like that, unless you're sitting outside. You're also required in certain classes to wear masks if it's indoors, and but every class has, the 6 feet markers. All the doors and the windows are open, and you wear your mask to the class, and you wear your mask out of the
Mhm,
class. Obviously, in some outdoor classes, it may not be required to wear one, such as
mhm,
the hiking. We're really well known for our hiking trails. We offer over 40 miles of hiking.
mhm,
So you can bring your mask with you, and then most find that they take it off because you're exerting yourself as you're
mhm,
climbing up the mountain, and so you don't wear it. But everybody's keeping 6 feet distance
mhm,
between themselves, and you're out in the open. So yeah, there's the protocols and the measures are extensive. All the rooms are constantly being cleaned. The facilities are being purified and wiped down and cleaned. And there's 21 hand washing stations around the
mhm.
property for people to very easily have access to washing their hands. So yeah, even the buffet style in the dining hall, the meal times in the dining hall have been set up differently. So you're just picking up your plate that's already been pre-plated, so you have minimal contact. Yeah.
Great, great. And then we have one of our viewers who likes to golf and asked about golf courses in the area. So clearly there's lots of hiking and a million things to do at Rancho La Puerta, but if you really want to play golf, can you?
Alas, we don't have golf on property. Even though we have 4,000 acres, we don't have golfing at Rancho La Puerta. And so there is some golfing in the area. So there's some golf courses on the way to the border or closer to the border, but not at Rancho La Puerta. And then once you're in Tecate, Mexico, it's about another golf course is about maybe an hour and a half away. So it's something that you're going to have to leave the property for and go over to another for it.
Understood. Great, great. And I also wanted to.
But you know what I would like to say, Kareem, to
Please.
the person that inquired about golfing is sometimes it's important to come to a resort where you work on other things that improve your golf swing. So like if you come and work on your core or you work on your mental, your mental health and things like that, I've read that if you work on those other things and then you go back to your golf game, you find an improvement. So it's almost like you do other fitness and other activities to improve your game.
Yeah, so like cross training, off the course training, so to speak.
Yeah.
Great. And we met because of our shared relationship through Signature Travel Network. And I know
That's right.
that there are special amenities for our guests through Signature. So I wanted you to talk a bit about those. And we thank you so much for making these amenities available.
Oh, of course, Kareem. Anyone that books through you, because you're a Signature travel professional, will get a room upgrade on arrival. They will also have $140 that they can use towards a classic massage and a 30-minute herbal wrap and complimentary Wi-Fi. So that's an important amenity, the massage and the herbal wrap, because typically spa services are not included. So you, as the Signature travel expert, have the ability to give that to your clients so that they get a fully inclusive experience.
Great. Well, thank you again for making that available.
Sure.
So I know I'm ready to go, and I asked you previously if you could share some things that we'll hear here first, exciting news or developments. So can you talk a little bit? I guess you have to now because we put this up, but tell us about the Casas.
Yes. Okay. So in the summer of this year, we launched something called the Residences at Rancho La Puerta. And what it is, it's a brand new idea. We're introducing 108 residential homes that our guests have an opportunity to purchase. And as I mentioned, because we have so much space, we're building these 808 homes of various different sizes and price points. So the picture here is the picture of the Casas, which is the middle type of home. There's also Casitas, that's one that are smaller than the Casas. The Casas are 3 bedrooms. The Casitas are 2 bedrooms. And then we have another category called villas. Those are 4 bedrooms. So basically, it's really about taking this concept of a wellness week and extending it into a lifestyle that you want to live and reside in, right? So you can it's an entire community that's going to have wellness amenities, a vineyard, a restaurant, a dog park, an orchard, a community garden, a lake, reservoir, and it's an entire residential development that's designed and dedicated to wellness. and the residents of this development will have access to the ranch, as well as living in this development. And we've had phenomenal success with it so far, because I think what this pandemic has made sort of very clear is that, you know, we want fresh air, clean air. We want to be able to move outside our homes so we're not feeling trapped. And places like Rancho La Puerta, and now the residences at Rancho La Puerta, offer people that opportunity to be in a space that's designed for their optimal wellness. And it doesn't need to be something that's limited just to a week. Now you can actually live there and partake in everything that we offer you when you just come for a visit.
That is very, very exciting. Very exciting. So I know I'm ready.
No, we're at the end now.
I know, we're all ready to come and visit. So tell me, or tell us, is there still availability? So, I mean, there are holidays coming up. Obviously, deciding to travel is such a personal decision, and there are people traveling, there are people that are waiting to travel. But for those that are ready for a break now, is there availability for the holiday? And then what about next year for spring break? Is there still an opportunity to book?
So there is availability for this month of December. We have for the first 2 weeks of December, so this December 5th and the week of December 5th and December 12th, we have an amazing winter special where you get 2 nights off.
Oh, fantastic.
So you're only paying for 5 nights and you're coming for 7 nights. So it's a great deal. We also have availability for Christmas and New Year week, although those are full priced weeks. They're not on any discount at the moment. And, you know, for us, our high season is typically end of February through to the first few weeks of June. So that goes into spring break. And we get a lot of our guests coming back. We have a very high rate of returning guests every year. A lot of our guests have been 5, 10, 20, 25 plus times. They've been coming back year after year. So they love coming back in the spring. So we typically are full and sell out in the spring. That's not to say that other times of year are not good times to visit, because really the weather is so good most of the year that in the spring it comes at the heels of our monsoon or whatever little rain we do get. It's just really lush during that time. It's just beautiful. Everything is blossoming and blooming and colorful. But even now is a beautiful time to be at the ranch because the weather is just gorgeous. You know, it's warm weather. You're wearing like a long sleeve cotton t-shirt type of thing during the day, and then you put on a couple of layers once the sun sets.
Sounds
so in the summer times we can get a little bit hotter, but there's always a gorgeous breeze and there's air conditioning, so there's not that much to be worried about in terms of heat. And yeah, we do have some space and vacancy right now. So if anybody's interested in taking on those winter specials, they should give you a buzz.
Super, super. Well, thanks so much, Roma. For those of you who are catching us here at the end, I've been chatting with my friend and colleague, Roma Maxwell at Rancho La Puerta, and she's told us all about this beautiful wellness escape that's just beyond the border in Mexico. And gosh, I know I'm ready to go. And Roma, summing up, so last words go to you. We've covered so much, and I thank you so much for the beautiful images and telling us all about the activities that are available. A lot of information though. So what should our viewers remember? Say 3 things to remember from this presentation, to remember about the ranch.
Okay, you will feel safe, so do not worry about that. Definitely try the hiking program. It's amazing, and you'll get to be outside and feel free. And do it for your health, your mind, your body, your spirit. You're worth it. And I don't think we'll let you down. So give it a go if you're ready.
Fantastic.
I think that's three things.
Yes, indeed. It is. It is. Thanks again so much for your time, Roma.
Of course, it's my pleasure, Kareem. Thanks so much for inviting me.
Sure. And thanks everyone for tuning in. And
Bye-bye. Bye,
we both
everybody.
wish you a great weekend. Bye bye.